Right? So we learned something from her. All right, so let's go 1 second there. Right? So we learned something from her. All right, so let's go 1 second there. Let me know if you can hear the video, right?
All right, so we're going to look at.
Everybody can hear the video? Can you all hear the video?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right.
All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
we're going to look at heart attack, right? So heart attack, this happens when a part of the heart muscle does not get enough blood. Okay, so when plaque is built up in the artery, it limits the blood flow, right? Limit the amount of blood that flows. So this demonstrates that, right? So as you can see, the artery is narrowed, so the amount of blood that normally pass through cannot. And this one here demonstrates that it is blocked off completely. Okay, then we're going to look at strokes. Strokes happen when a valve in the brain rupture and bleed, and that is called hemorrhage stroke, right? So here I have a diagram. As you can see, there is a blood clot here, so therefore it blocks off the blood flow that goes into the other part of the vessel. Okay, so basically when there is a blockage, the blood vessels are under pressure, so therefore it that's what causes it to bleed, right? That's what causes it to rupture. So when we have a pipe also and the pressure too force, then you leak out the pipe, right? And then water start run, right? So we have to get a plumber to fix it. So this diagram here shows that the artery is blocked off completely also. Okay, so here I have an next artery that blood is flowing properly. Then we're going to look at heart valve complications, and this is a diagram of the heart. Right, so we have the left atrium here, or auricle, and we have the right atrium or auricle here, and down here we have left ventricle, right ventricle, and this here is called the Erythic valve, right? And basically heart valve complication is when a valve in the heart does not open enough. When a valve in the heart does not open enough to allow blood to flow, right?
Just go to the second one.
Hello everyone. This is my small presentation on cardiovascular diseases, right? So first we're going to define what is cardiovascular disease. It can be defined as a group of diseases that affect the heart and blood vessel of the body. Okay? So it's a group of diseases that affect the heart and blood vessels of the body. So first we're going to look at the main causes of vascular diseases, cardiovascular diseases. So it is a built-up plaque in the artery. So this basically comes from the unhealthy eating lifestyle, like eating a lot of fried things, right? Okay. Then, there are many different types of cardiovascular diseases, right? But let us go back a bit. So here is a diagram showing plaque built up in the artery, so you know it limits the amount of blood that flows to different parts of the body. All right, so then there are many different types of diseases, but I will just explain a little on 3 of them. So I will do heart attack, strokes, and heart valve complication. So
These are our last 2 clips.
we're going to look at the aorta valve or aortic valve, right? So this is the aortic valve or aorta. So this carry blood. This is the main artery that carry blood away from the heart. Okay. So the function of the aortic valve, it ensures that that oxygenated blood flows from the left ventricle to the aortic or the aorta and to the body, so to other parts of the body. Yeah, so the aortic valve open when the left ventricle contracts and pump blood and flows when the ventricle refill, or yes, when the ventricle fills. So this little thing here, they are valves, right? Those are the valves that prevent the backflow of blood, right? And these valves is called leaflets or cups, and it is consist of 3 different parts. So we have defective valve, we have aortic stenosis, and we have Erythic Regulation, right? Yes, so these little 3 things up here, they are called leaflets or cup. So the aortic stenosis is when the valve is not open properly, right? Yes, are not fully open. So it's a bit narrowed in, so you know that limit the blood flow. It reduce the blood flow, okay? Then we look at this defective valve. This one is a valve that fails to open properly, right? So it fails to open properly or close properly. Then we're going to look at the Erythic Regulation. This occurs when the valve does not close tightly, and that can cause the flowing of blood back through the ventricle. So when this little thing here is not closed properly, the blood basically come back down and go back in the atrium, go back in the ventricle, go back in the ventricle, yes, and then you go back to the lungs. So basically when this happens, the heart does not pump enough blood. Yes, so when this happens, the heart does not pump enough blood.
It's almost finished. Almost.
So when the heart does not pump enough blood, this causes the left ventricle to get large, right? So yes, so the left ventricle enlarge. But guess what happens? So when the heart does not pump,
Sorry about that.
so when the heart does not pump enough blood, this causes the left ventricle to get large, right? So yes, so the left ventricle enlarge. But guess what happens? The ventricle become weak and fail, right? So the ventricle become weak and eventually it will fail, right? Yeah. So it can't function as how it is supposed to function. So when the ventricle fail, the blood goes back to the lungs and ultimately it damages the right side of the heart. Yes, so when the blood go back to the lungs, it damages the next side. So say a complete heart failure that cause the left side weak and then the right side damaged. So then now we're going to look at the risk factors of this disease.
Finally, we have the last script. That's it.
So the risk factors of cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, obesity, overweight, diabetes, high cholesterol, and this is basically comes from the greasy food that we eat. So high cholesterol comes from a lot of unhealthy eating habits, right? And also family history. Now we're going to look at signs and symptoms. So the sign and symptom of this disease, so you have chest tightening, difficulty breathing, heart palpating. What I mean by heart palpating, rapid heartbeat. Yes, your heart started to beat fast, not at its usual pace. So now we're going to look at treatment. Treatment for this disease. So you can take blood thinner. For example, aspirin. Yes. So you can do a surgery. And proper dieting and exercising. So doing all of this, it will limit your risk of getting all of this, right? So it will limit the risk of all of these complications. So this is basically the end of my small presentation. I hope you guys learned something from it. All right, I'm looking forward for your feedback so I can do better.
All right. So she's looking forward for your feedback so she can do better. Well, she's not here now. She has an exam in her class. But you could give your feedback now, and she will be able to when she watch over the recording, she'll hear your feedback. So any feedback? Did I give my feedback class? Any feedback? No feedback? All right, all right. You have to unmute your mic if you're going to give a feedback. Any feedback? No feedback? All right. So my feedback, I I see that we're having for months after I'm not making any video for her class. Sorry, yeah, for months I've not making any video for the classes. This one was well done. She was inspired and so forth. Well done. And again, there was one particular student last year, this year exam, she confessed in that she didn't do much assignment, but she watched all the videos which helped her in the exams. She came out of a grade 1. That was good. Fine. Different strokes for different folks. But it will be also good if you create charts for yourselves and put it in your wall and stuff like that. So you can use it as a part of your study technique. And it makes studying much easier and shorter. All right. Now, last week's class, we looked at, can anybody remind what we looked at last week's class?
Mosquitoes and the
Mosquitoes
flies.
and the flies. All right. Okay. So I have a little activity for you. And then we get into the remaining part of the lesson as we go forward. All right. All right. I got some worksheets as well, and I will look at those shortly. I saw some worksheets on the teeth. Miss Abbott, where is Miss Jones? Miss Jones
Miss
and Miss
Kim,
Abbott?
she's not doing human and social biology.
So, oh, is your one coming in? Very good on the teeth, but you never send in the second part of the worksheet. Am I?
So I didn't finish that part.
Okay, okay, all right, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, I saw you, Makila. All right, so here's our little activity. Everybody seen it? Life cycle of the mosquito. So you're going to tell me now, I'm going to be matching what with what. So could you identify what goes with what? Let me kind of get it smaller so you can see it better. All right, who's going first? All right, let's start from the top. For this one, can you identify which of these words would go with this one? Sorry.
Pupa.
Pupa. All right, let's say that's correct. Okay, what about this one?
Adults.
Adults. What about this one?
Adults.
Yes, that's correct. Adults, Sharon. Okay. What about this one here? Here, you know, Sharon.
Larva.
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 And then the egg.
And then the egg.
Everything have break up. Everything have break up.
Yeah, Makeda. That break up. And then we have the egg. Remember, I said being recorded, so don't stress yourself. All right, so there it is. Let's check to see if it's 100%. Yeah. And these simple little worksheets, and we can design the notes like that. Very good. 10 out of 10. So let's see how much you remember from the last class again about this particular life cycle. Where does it start? Yeah, go ahead, Emma. Go ahead. Who's speaking? Peter Gay or Amoy?
Sir, I'm just saying it starts from the egg.
Very good. It starts from the egg. All right.
Then it goes to the larva, then it goes to the pupa, and then it goes to the adult.
Adults. All All right, very good. Simple. Very good. And as simple as it is, they ask those questions in the exam and you'll start to use past papers shortly. All right. On this very same PowerPoint, we have such. All right. I deliberately started this little activity, but I was going to inform you now that one of the strategies that we use, we have a little pop quiz. So even if you missed the class, watch the recording. It's on the YouTube channel. Once you subscribe, you'll be able to find it. But I'll also send the link in the WhatsApp group when I'm through, so that you can watch over. If you miss the class, you can watch over. If you miss out anything, you can watch over. Good. So that when you come to class the following week, then you can do a good job on the quiz. All right. All right. So let's now move on to the rest of the PowerPoint presentation. Really? So quick? No. Let's get this. Which is a quick one. All right. All right. A little research. I didn't know the class questions would come so fast. Sorry, Osh. A little research. All right. So it's an example of the exam possible questions. Everybody seen it? Everybody seen it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good, very good, very good. No, 15 marks, section B. And you get 15 marks just to name something. 2 marks, sorry, to name something. And look at the wealth of mark now for part B. Name of a disease, sign and symptom, ways to prevent pathogens from entering the body, prevention and control of the vectors. Now, a lot of persons like to say, sir, you're not in a past paper exam, you're not in a past paper, you're not in a past paper. But how do we use a past paper? How use a past paper? You can use a past paper study, but it's how you use it. Now, can someone read the first part from it, please? Let's read the first part from it.
Name the vector of leptospirosis and the vector of gastroenteritis.
All right, thank you very much. Now, what is a vector? What do I mean by the word vector in this case? The word vector comes in mathematics and here we see it in human and social biology. What do I mean by vector? When I say vector, what do I mean by that? Anybody knows? Want to try?
Sir, I would say like what, like organisms that
Yeah,
cause a
man.
particular illness or something.
Okay. So you're saying
Could it be, let me add to what she has to say. Could it be the person or thing that carries the disease or infection or whatever?
that's correct. We carry the pathogen. So they more carry the pathogen. That's correct. And not bad response as well. That was Makeda. Who answered it first?
Yes, Makeda.
Okay, thank you. Not bad. All right, so you have an idea. Good. You have an idea. Anybody else want to give their interpret their in their own words? Anybody? All right, but that very good, Peter. So the answer is correct. It's just basically a carrier, right? It's a person or thing that carries the pathogen rather that will cause a disease. All right. So does anybody know the path, the vector for leptospirosis?
Rat.
You know, eh?
Rat.
Rats. What's the appropriate name for it? What's the appropriate name for the rats?
Is it rodent?
Rodent. That's correct. That's correct. Rodent. All right. Okay. Any other vector? Well, rodent basically.
Mosquito, sir.
No. Mosquito don't carry leptospirosis. We're talking about leptospirosis. Nastasia. We just watched your videos a while ago. Huh? Go ahead, Nastasia.
Sir, I think you're talking about other thing that carry the disease, so you can infect the next person, never know if you're still on leptospirosis.
Oh, so rodents are one. Is there any other way that you can actually receive leptospirosis in your blood? I mean, the rodent, the rat would have been the primary vector, but is there any other way?
By urinate and stuff.
By the urine of the rat, yes, the urine, exactly,
Yes.
the urine. All right, good. So, the urine of the rats. So that is why when you leave your food out there and they urinate on it, so the urine soak. It's not wise to take the chance to eat such a thing because that can happen to you. All right, fine. What's the vector for gastroenteritis?
Sir, is it
Yeah, go ahead.
bacteria? No.
Bacteria. Well, the bacteria is not a carrier; it's a pathogen. But there's something that carries the bacteria.
Sir, for gastroenteritis, I am not sure, but this is what I am thinking of. Would it be humans?
Why you say humans?
I am not 100% sure, but by looking at it and thinking about it, that is what comes to mind. So I don't really have a reason per se.
All right. But all right. She could, when Nasta said bacteria, and I know why you say humans, right? Because it's really caused by contaminated food, right? And of course, the food will be contaminated by bacteria, right? So if you say bacteria, fine, probably could take it, but it's really contaminated food. But if you eat anything that's contaminated, you tend to have gastric problem, don't you? Or drink. So even when you have the rainfall, the heavy rainfall, and I understand why I say human, because if they should, well, let me not use that word, but let's use your imagination. The opposite of urine, of course, especially in the water where you drink, then it becomes contaminated, and the water could also be a vector. Remember, I said before, any animal or thing. So the thing in this case could be water. What I'm saying, Peter, again?
Yes, sir, yes. Following the reasoning.
Good. All right. So the water itself can carry the bacteria, right? That will cause gastroenteritis. All right. So let's go down to part B now. Can somebody read part B?
Educate your community about both.
Oh, yeah. Read a bit louder, Peter, again.
My mic was on you. You are asked to educate your community about both leptospirosis and gastroenteritis. Write the information that must be provided for each disease using the following headings. Name of disease, signs and symptoms, ways to prevent pathogens from entering the body, and prevention and control of the vectors.
Okay. Could we write that down for me, please? Do you want to write down this question? You can make a note in the notebook quickly. And if you finish writing, let me know, please. Where is my little thing? If you finish writing, let me know. Finish writing. We pray for you.
Yeah, well, me.
All right. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
That's two. What else?
Yes, sir.
Three. All right, while the other persons are writing, can somebody name, he said, you are asked to educate your community about leptospirosis and gastroenteritis. Write the information that must be provided for each disease using the following headings. So what would you write for name of disease?
You're right. Leptospirosis.
Oh, I was wondering if you're going to think of something hard.
No.
I was no, I was wondering, I was really wondering here.
Okay.
All right, so okay, then
And you're gonna tell them about the signs and symptoms.
so yeah, whatever the signs and symptoms are.
So some of the signs and symptoms for leptospirosis includes headache, fever, vomiting, chills, and muscle ache.
Okay. All right. Good, that's correct. What are ways to prevent that?
So ways to prevent leptospirosis, right? So when the what they call the people them again? When them people they come like spray your house and when you have them something there, what them call
Pest
it again?
control persons.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do that. And like if you know say you have rats and stuff like that in your area, your environment, you can set the rat poison. You can ensure that you cover your food carefully in closed containers and stuff like that.
All right, good. And what else? What if flood should come?
What if what?
What if there should be a flood? And the rock or urine and the water.
Well, they normally say that you can, if there are urinating in the water and you know, I don't think you're gonna drink it. But in a case like that, I think you can, I don't know, if you tip a little bleach in the water or I don't know if that will, or yeah, that would be effective.
Well, bleach to me would be probably more effective than anything else.
Than boiling, right?
Than boiling,
because at least it will kill the germs.
The virus.
The virus,
or the
right.
bacteria. Bacteria, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. All right. So it is as simple as that. As how to and you mentioned how to control the vector basically, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Basically
sir.
did that. Basically did that. All right, very good. All right, so we're gonna now move into, so everybody have an idea of, and this is how simple exams are. So it's not really difficult. You can use your actual what you call it again, your actual experience to even answer these exam questions. All right. All right. Now, looking at this picture here, it's showing you that number one, fly picks up pathogen from fecal matter, carries it on its body. So you will see, so a fly, going back to the question before, a fly could also be a what? Which of the diseases then that we just mentioned?
It wouldn't be wait again? Gas stroke.
For that disease, and the fly could be what?
That could be the carrier.
The carrier. And what's the name of the carrier?
The
vector.
the
Yes,
vector.
yes, the vector. Yes, the vector. That's correct. That is correct. The vector. All right. So the fly pitch on it, on the fecal matter, and then the fly transfers the pathogen to the food. So you know, so the button pass on now. That's what it is. The food can also be a vector. That food can carry it as well. So the human fecal, whichever fecal, so the fecal could probably a carrier too, because anything that hosts the pathogen can also be seen as a vector, or recognized as a vector. Can host the pathogen, correct? No. And then no, the person eats the contaminated food and then gets sick. 1, 2, 3. Now, I use pictures to teach for a reason. And I want you to recognize how you can actually write your notes. Get a picture. Put it in a notebook. If you can't draw, print one. It doesn't have to be colorful. It can be black and white. So you spend $10 to print it. And you put it in a notebook. And you make your notes around the picture. Am I making sense?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Repeat
sir.
again. Okay, good. Now, picture number 2. The infected mosquito bites an uninfected person. So again, the mosquito become what?
The vector.
The vector. So we have to understand what we mean by vector now. Good.
Yes.
Now, all right. So 2, the infection starts to spread to the body and into the red blood cells, as you can see. And second mosquito now bites the infected person. And the mosquito may now transmit infection to another person. So we say all the disease spreads. Can you imagine if COVID is spread like this? It'll be worse, isn't it? By the way, what is the vector for the COVID virus? While we're on the discussion, what's the vector for the COVID virus? Anybody?
Rat. No.
Well, yes, repeat again.
That's a human.
I said rat.
Rats.
Saliva.
Saliva. Okay. So you think. So you think. All right. Some people want to think that it's airborne. But
Some people think getting from we catch from human being.
it's from human beings.
Like also droplet.
Droplets. Who said droplets a while ago?
Amoy.
Amoy. Okay. Yes. Yes, droplets. Right. Droplets. Good. You have an idea. That's why you wear a mask, eh? And the claims it upon the surfaces and all of these things. All right. So the first picture was really first part of a picture was really referring to your answers for gastroenteritis. So, but we could go back further though. We could go back a bit. Now, we now have the POB book. All right. So we source the books for you guys, you know. You know, source them for, you know? All right. So this basically the prevention here, as you mentioned, cover your food. Cover your food. You know, a lot of persons, you know, I don't know if you women do it, but some women have that I know. Some of them, we call it again, when them a cook, them gone left the pot, gone left the food open, and say, well, I'm thinking everything's a better rose. And when them sick, oh, I'm in the hospital, I'm sick, I'm dying, because in the list, cover on the food. That's as simple as see the fly. Don't know where the fly is coming from. It's very unhealthy. Good. All right. Trying to ask them for the maths and English book, you know. Well, maths, but one of the other maths. All right. So here we are now. Can somebody pronounce a big word for me? Anybody? Pronounce a big word for me. That big hell of a word.
Leptospirosis transmission.
No, you see, you think you smart now, man. I thought the other one. I thought that one over here,
But
sir.
which other one, sir?
This one over here, sir. All right.
Sir, that's
Yeah, yes. Wait, hold on.
Leptospira.
Lep
Leptospira.
Leptospirosis.
Leptospiria. Leptospiria. All right. So like a Latin name, eh? Peter again, I try to.
Sir, what you said? I went to get some waters. What was the question?
Did you boil your water?
Leptospira.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Makeda. Did you boil your water, Peter again?
I bought the water at the water store that they sell. They said it's filtered water.
Okay, they said. I like that one.
Yes, they said.
Just in case.
Right.
All right. Okay, good. All right. So here a nice good picture. Again, I'm just showing you the type of teacher I am. I'm really a stretch. I'm not really. You might wonder how get them passes the sir, but guess what? The strategy. So I encourage students when you're writing the notes, make it simple. The brain take things in small pieces, eh? And pictures. The more pictures you use, the better it make the content more easier for manage. Right? Good. So the infected rat in carrying the virus. So I'm a carrier, I'm a vector. And so I told you before, what him do now? He pass immune in the water, the soil, and the food. And then it is now exposed to the urine or contaminated water, soil, or food. Get that man sick. And let me tell you something. I one of these I'll show you the syllabus. When you're responding to questions, you don't need to, and I think I showed you a bit of it last week. You don't need to be what's the word now? A buggy down, bug yourself with big long S's. Draw a picture of the response in the question, and then convert the picture back into writing. If you practice it while you're doing your assignments, then you'll get the speed within the exam to do it. So don't worry about it. So, sir, say in the exam you can't go draw a picture. Yes, the exam say you can draw a picture. Did say that in the glossary. Look it up under the word describe. You can just be glossary and you will see it. It can use a combination of drawing and words, or a combination of diagrams and words. All right. The word to the wise is sufficient. All right. So repetition a bit as you know, a bit of repetition. So of course, the reservoir host, the big man, the rodents, is the vector. So in pass and urine, then contaminate the flood. I mentioned the flood, and then back, again, it become infected too. So even the flood itself carry the bacteria. In feed from contaminated water, and then become a vector. She eat the food exposed to open wounds, contaminated water in the soil, swelling contaminated water, food, and splashing contaminated water into your eyes. So even that can cause it. That's it. Serious business that. So it's not good to be bold and there, say you're walking. What do you call it? No. That's not a good idea. All right. So you can tell the different organs that are being damaged by such diseases, right? So renal dysfunction can take place. Hepatic dysfunction can also take place. Lungs can be affected. No wonder why it kills you so quickly, right? So if you know if you end up with leptospirosis, you need to run to the hospital. All right. Now we can see it affect the conjunctivitis as well, cause rash. There are different symptoms. You can feel muscle pain, tenderness. And then we can see right here, as I mentioned, a few repeat again. So we have high fever, vomiting, diarrhea, red eyes, muscle aches, rash, chills, headache, and lung problems. So it's very important that you know what these signs are. And why is it important to know what these signs are? It's important to know these signs simply because you can, if somebody should get sick and they're experiencing a majority of these signs, they know you're going to say, listen, get off the phone and head to the hospital. All right? Go and see your doctor. Or rather you go to KPH, they can treat you fast. Because these days, if doctor don't know, KPH I'm going to send you. Might as well go to KPH first, right? And of course, gastroenteritis affects. Can anybody identify this structure? Anybody identify this structure right there? Nobody? At least one person supposed can identify the structure. At least one person supposed can identify the structure. Anybody can identify it?
Sir,
Yes.
I'm not
Go
sure if I'm
Anastasia.
correct, but it looked like ciliary. Not sure if I'm correct.
Well, it's not the cilia. Hook finger like.
Okay.
Not the cilia, no. Try again. Start. What is this? What is this? Cilia? Cilia you want to say? Anastasia?
Yes, sir, that's something there.
Gastroenteritis. No, cilia not to do this gastro. When you think about the word gastroenteritis, which organ comes to mind?
Intestine.
And which part of the intestine looks like that?
Small.
Huh? Hold on.
Yes,
Try Peter again. Go ahead, Peter again.
Yes, stomach.
Yeah, stomach is one of the organs that is affected, yes, but the intestine is also affected.
Which one of the intestine?
No,
The small ones.
the small intestine is infected. Small intestine. This is a part of the small intestines. And this is where absorption takes place. And it goes into your blood. This is the villi. The villi. All right? Finger-like structure. Does it look like a finger? Does it look like finger? All right. Okay. So that is that. Let's see what we have left here. And we'll have some disease to talk about. Just show you what's coming up next. We have diabetes to talk about. And I'm going to watch the videos. So we'll be looking at more past papers, questions based on what we have done so far. And then after that, now we'll be going into immunity and its types. All right. All right. Just want to show you the syllabus. I didn't miss out the syllabus because I wanted to get into the lesson first. So I'm going to go back to the syllabus and show you some stuff that you need to know and pay attention to. Nastasia, you're using a laptop?
Yes, sir.
Nastasia?
Yes, sir.
I want you to look for the text structure thing that I sent you. You have it on your laptop still?
I'm not sure I'll find it, sir. Look for it.
You should be able to find it. You should be able to find it. I'm going back to find the syllabus on my second there. All right, so I'm not so bad, sir. I'm good now. All right, so here's the syllabus. And when you're reading a syllabus, it is ideal to go down to the glossary first. All right. Show you what I was
Sir,
talking
you can please zoom in. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, Miss Nelson. All right. I hear that person in you, you know. I hear that person in you. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right, repeat again. All right. One of these days, I'm going to give you the task to take my seat. Oh, that sound.
I'll think about it.
All right. All right. Good. So here's the word describe. I'm going to show you a few words. And these are some of the things that the examiner Piet looks for, right? Especially commonly used word in the exam, describe. Now, when they ask to describe something in the exam, they say can provide detailed factual information of the appearance or the arrangement. So let's list them one by one. Because when we read words bunged up together, sometimes understanding not comes so clear. So when it provide detailed factual information of what? The appearance, arrangement of a specific structure, or the sequence of a specific process. So when you're writing notes, you must know if it's given a description, either describing the appearance or the arrangement of a specific structure, or a structure look, or it's put together. So whenever you're reading to, most times, most science books basically are descriptions that are describing the appearance or the arrangement of something. Are they talking about the sequence of specific process? Like digestion is a process. What other processes we're talking about? Growth, excretion, and all these different things. Responding to stimuli. These are processes, right? Now, look at this now. Look at this. Look at this. You want the grade one? Easy. Easy. Descriptions may be in what? Words. Maybe. Doesn't have to. Drawings or diagrams or any appropriate combination. Practice to do them. So even when you're writing a notes, even if you are read a book or something, check it, try it. You know what I mean? Try practice doing that. Makes it perfect. And a matter of fact, you know what some students don't really understand? When you use these strategies, it make more life easier. At the beginning, yes, it might seem difficult and long, but trust when you master it, you're going to realize it actually makes sense. All right, so just take your time. Now, drawings or diagrams should be annotated to show appropriate detail where necessary. So even if you're drawing something, all right, I showed an example earlier of an annotated drawing. And that was the actual picture with the young man and the food. That's a drawing. But it was annotated. Just little bits of information that was appropriate detail, that was necessary. So, if you have this whole heap of words, so don't try to memorize one bag or something. Am I making sense? Am I making sense?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. Don't try to memorize no bag of words. That don't make no sense. All right, that make no sense. All right, good. So let us clear that. So it is important for you to go through the glossary so you can understand what they're looking for whenever you're asked these questions. And these are actually what they give you in the exam. All right. All right. And you can know the type of questions that carries the most marks. And it's the ones that will have this UK. Persons will get grade 4 unless because them drop down on the use of knowledge. And that is one of the reasons why I encourage you to do what I encourage you to do in terms of creating a charts. You know, when you have the time, the spare time in your room and you do your thing. Right? So I only require the videos because I want to ensure you do the video. But those persons who know, you know, to sort themselves out, fine. But it's a way to make life easier and anything, any subject here. You know, I fill in for Mrs. Riley for language class on Tuesday. And we look at activity. When you're writing stories, just write them in the pockets. And you put them together to get a story. Good. So, any questions? Before going further, any questions? Any questions? No questions? No questions? All right, no questions. Yes, you found the thing, Nastasia? Nastasia? Nastasia?
No, sir. Nothing.
You're
Yes,
actually looking
sir.
for it? You were looking for it?
Yes, sir.
You found it?
No, I have a lot of things on my phone.
That should be.
My laptop. But me, I look. No, sir, I can't do that.
All right, let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it. It's very important. I think I should put in resources. Everybody can have access to it. Me want
Yes,
to say
sir.
that.
So I can't get fingerprinted. That it won't last.
But if now you have it, by the time I get it, she have it.
Sir,
Yeah?
but no, we can't print it.
Yeah. I said, I'm fine. All right, I got it. This is an important piece of material, ladies, because I don't know about myself, but me I love to read. Yeah, my teach science, but me I love to read. That's why I teach it pictures and diagrams, because I don't like to read. And what is there who don't like to read? Is there anybody else here who don't like to read?
Yeah.
Peter Gay, you
Yes,
love to
sir.
read?
No,
Peter
no,
Gay
I
love.
don't. No.
Oh!
I don't like to read.
Me not love the whole reading thing. So here what happened now. So this is how I did it now. Show you how I did it. Now this thing I got at a workshop and I thought it was a great deal and I use it every time and encourage. And I know that Nastasia has been using it. I don't know if she continues to, but I see evidence of it in her in her answers when she answered some previous worksheet. All right. Now, so the text structures is that guide to assist you in developing your comprehension skills. Now, we mentioned description a while ago, don't it? When you're reading the textbook, because there's a textbook online, a revision guide like, right? Much easier on the eyes and things.
Sir, excuse me, remember you have to go fix it. The password thing.
I got the password from Mrs. Riley.
Okay.
Yes, and it works. I don't know what you are putting in, but it works. But yeah. All right. Now, so there are some things. They say the author explains a topic, idea, or person or thing by listing characteristics. So in biology, you're looking for the characteristics, right? Features, and even examples are used as description. So even when you're doing the exam and they ask to describe something, use an example, because the pictures itself, you know, oh my God, pictures, beautiful. That was an example describing the whole sequence of events of getting gastroenteritis. Am I wrong or am I right? Everybody agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Nobody disagree? Okay, all right. Silence is consent. No. So, and focuses on one thing and its components. So when you're reading the textbook, you're looking for characteristics of something. So I would then get a picture of what I'm reading about. Because I can't draw either. So let's print to a black and white picture. So all right, sir, so we're going to do the digestive system. We get a picture of the different organs that makes the digestive system. I'm gonna say, all right, what are the characteristics of this organ? I'm gonna just scribble something. Good. What are some of the examples of diseases that affect this organ? And you scribble something. Done. Long time. In 2 weeks it can pass. It just be the grade 2 or grade 1. 2 weeks. So I have enough time. Trust me, I have enough time. All right. Now, signal words. What I mean by signal words, what we say signal words, they mean, by the way, is anybody have a problem with me doing this with you? You might be wondering why we're doing this. Anybody have a problem with me doing this? Anybody have a problem?
No, sir.
No,
All right.
sir.
All right, good. Now, so when you're reading the textbook, because I know you'll be doing additional reading, but like myself and Peter Gay, when I love read, and if there's any other body who's a part of the team who don't love read, yeah, so we're going to something where can help you. Now, so I say, for example, the signal words. So when I say the phrase, for example, that's a signal word. That is telling you what comes after that phrase. The description. Characteristics are. When it's that phrase, whatever comes after that phrase is a description. So you know that this is a description. This is the description. And it's the best to put the description in own words so it sticks longer. Such as. Anything come after such as is a description. That means, say, when you are writing your descriptions, you can use some of these very same signal words. Consist of, looks like, for instance, those are signal words. In other words, I'm going to tell you, so wait, guess what? Description will come after, man. Yeah. I just keep out some unnecessary things. Good. Now, where I want you to pay attention to is this. The examiner loves when the sentences and the paragraphs are flowing nice and smooth. If you decide to write sentences and paragraphs, the frame, paragraph frames, is a type of, for example, a rodent is a type of vector. It is made up of, or it carries leptospira bacteria. You see? And it looks like, they're describing the rodent now, furry, gray ear, whatever you want to look like, four-legged animal, small eyes, whiskers out there, so whatever. Some dash have such and such. Right? And you practice to use a framework. Practice makes perfect. However, when reading the things, there are some nice little questions to summarize what you're reading. what specific person, place, thing, event, or concept is being described? So when you're reading the thing, you're looking for what is being described. Is it a process being described? Right? Okay, they could have asked you to describe in that possible question that you looked at earlier. They just give it the outline. That's it. Just give it the outline. So they're helping you to summarize the whole thing. It's not all the time the exams stay like that. All right. How is the topic being described? How? Now look at the questions now. How does it work? So if they're talking about the how of it, then it means it's actually referring to a function or even a process. What it does actually refers to the function. But how does it work? It's a process. What does it look like, etc. You can read the rest for yourself when you get the document. But I'll show you how to utilize the document. Then next, finally, this is where I want to take you. This is what I prefer you use than a bag of words. So whenever you do your presentations, if and when you do it, description. If you do it like this, it makes your presentation flow much better and easier. Right, Makeda and company? Makeda, you here this time? All right. Yes, I haven't no problem. So you put a central focus in the center here. And anything is being said, like the characteristics. What is being described going in the circle, and then the characteristics are listed. That's a description. Simple. Good. And then things can be in sequence. Like for example, this is an important text structure which every student in HSB must get themselves acquainted with, because this is really what the content is about. Sequence of events. That's what HSB is about. Sequence of events. Things happen in front of your eyes in a particular order. Let's look at it. COVID-19. March 13, 2020. Patient 0. I'm calling patient 0 because that's where it starts, that start person. Patient 0 was a vector for COVID-19 in Jamaica. And then go to the funeral. There's a sequence of events. Land in Jamaica, went to a funeral, and on her way to the funeral, she started to contaminate other persons. Then it started. You see? It's a sequence of events. So when you're writing your essays about processes, you must be writing, you must know the sequence of events and let it flow. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
All right. Good. So when you're writing your responses, here is how digestion takes place. First, secondly, thirdly, next, then, and finally. That's all more for some SSM right. So let me make sure showing it from now. Now showing it from now. So I think you should screenshot this.
Sir, why you do
Sir, but you're gonna put it
in
up
the
there, sir.
email
In the email.
or put it in your wherever you post the results.
All right, give me an email from now. I'm gonna do it right since I'm right here. Here.
NAS.
Hold on. Let's start from the top. All right, I see the first name I see right there is Atina Brown. Give me email, Atina Brown. That is it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Peter Gate. It again. Email. Not seen it right here.
In the chat. Seen it?
Yeah, man, I got it. Next. Amoy. Amoy.
Yes, sir.
You had sleep?
No, sir.
So what's the email address?
Let me text it in the chat.
Is it Amoy 1122?
No, I'm on
Oh.
about.
All right, type it. No, you type it. You type in that chat. So let's copy it and paste it.
What time the class ends?
No. Then no. I know that question I mean, you know, so I tell it then no. Class at 9:30, man. All right. I know because more want me answer them nice. So make sure I tell them what is what.
But why my email of that decided?
No Google account found.
Exit and move and type.
Oh, I know why.
You put
Copy
of in
me put.
I
Oh,
mean
yeah, easy.
putting it. You know that window sleep.
See you. We need to talk to you. We need to talk to you.
Because,
But you're observant though.
see it
You're
there.
not sleep. You're observant though. Sure, Ned. You're observant, man. You're very observant. You're not sleep because you wouldn't see it. Next. That's it. Makeda. Alright, you find Makeda. Nastasia. We haven't heard of Nastasia, don't we? Nastasia? Going once?
Sir,
Going
I
twice?
can't find it. It's NA, sir, not NO. NA. I can't find it.
Could you type your thing in the chat, please? Just copy and paste it. Makeda. Again, Peter,
Sir, I'm not seeing a screen.
you not see my screen?
No, sir.
No, man, you're not. No. What me want I send out the email then. All right, maybe send Makeda one and your one shortly. All right. So, when I have it, don't waste it, but use it. And I can get some nice, lovely responses. You might ask, all right, Mr. You, Makeda, I see you now, Makeda, I see you now. I see you now. Oh, she busy that type. I start saying, nah, type yours. All right, that's not so don't type it.
Got it.
Good. Who got it? Somebody said they got it. Who got it?
Me, sir.
Okay. All right. So we'll come to the point now where we actually evaluate the class and then we call it a night. All right. All right. So please, I'm expecting some assignments to flow in. I have 1 week to flow in next week. All right. Hello? You guys are still there? Okay. Yeah. All right. You're still there. All right. So how was the class? Give me your comments one by one quickly. Makeda ball. Why you ball, Makeda? Because of the internet? Fret not thyself, my darling, because remember that it is in the It's recorded. I'll send a link in the chat shortly. So that should be a cry emoji. Not, sorry, not a cry. I mean a smile emoji. All right. Anybody else? Atina, what was tonight's lesson for you tonight, Atina?
Wonderful, sir. Learn a lot as usual.
Learned something today, a lot. Okay. All right. Peter Gay, how about you?
Was a productive lesson.
Okay. Thank you very much for your prayers. Exactly. Thank you.
Ah,
All right. Amoy, how about you?
It was
Was
great, sir.
it was great. Okay. All right. Shernet, Sister Mitchell, how about you tonight? How was it for you tonight? All right, Shernet, your mic up on the tongue tonight, you know, so you're gonna type your response, yeah? All right. Nastasia, how was tonight for you? Thank you for those videos.
It was okay, sir. So you know, give me feedback.
I said no give you feedback. Them no give no feedback. Your colleagues them if I ask for that. Nah, I take no blame by myself. Sorry. But anyway, the videos was nice. It was colorful. I liked it. It was colorful. It was indeed colorful. And you tried in terms of flowing, but you need to know the thing so you can flow even more. I like the idea. Put it on it was a big, nice, luscious chart, nice pictures, no bag of words. I love that. And I know that somebody would see an example of what I want to come onto the posters. So Makeda, you have an idea. No more writing on the chart, right, Makeda? No bag of writing on the chart. All right. Good. So you must know the thing. I want her to know it. Because trust me, in 2 weeks you can ready for your exam. You know? If you go through the lessons then, as on Schoology, 2 weeks you can be ready for HSB. And all we do is just revise, be partial questions, and then done. Easy grade 1. All right. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Yes, go ahead. You're saying?
You show me if you log in from laptop, you know.
All right.
Because
Okay.
I tried and it's not working.
All right, we'll try again. All right, so persons who have done their duty in terms of completing their registration, you'll get your letters, with the textbook password, so you can have access to the textbook and so forth. Also, those persons, so I know the names, and I'll get the password and give it to you. It will be on your enrollment letters. So if you forget it, you can go back. And for those persons who may not remember the password for to come on for the class, that will be in the letters, so you can have a reminder for yourselves. It was a pleasure teaching you today, and I'm really looking forward to get all of you getting grade 1 and matching up to those who have gone and have moved on in their lives. So to God be the glory. Great things.
everything there. So.
Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. All right. So that's it. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Take care.
Same to you, same to you, same to
Yes, thank
everyone.
you.
Welcome, Peter again.
Sir.
Come on, some beating for you here.
Give me a message, I'll forward it.
Lord have mercy, I hear you. All right, forward the message to me.
Sir, should
Hold
I
on. Hold on, that's it. Is it Peter again?
I am not seeing anything on Schoology. How I go about that?
No, man, I'm gonna send the letter to you.
Oh, because I'm not seeing anything.
No, man, the first assignment is on Schoology, of course. Come
Went
on.
in courses, and all I'm seeing is introduction to online course.
Yes. So when you click on that, one, you will see the first assignment
Like
for
on the video.
no, when you click on the course that says introduction, all right. It's on your laptop. Just screen share quickly so I can see what you're talking about. Share your screen. Share your screen, please again.
See?
Yeah, man, it's loading. So click on let's get started. Scroll down. Right there. Human and social biology. Yeah.
Oh.
But you'll get the remaining as soon as you receive the letter, and they're good to go.
So
Alright?
this is the first assignment, nutrition and digestive system.
Yes, yes, yes,
Huh?
yes, yes. Yes, man, that's the first one.
This is the
Very
okay.
first. So when you get the letter, you actually go into the course, you
Mhm.
see the remaining assignments. There are 8 videos, 8 lessons. So 7 of them cover section B of the syllabus, and the last one, heredity and variation, covers section C of the syllabus. So what we do in class is section D and E and A. And that's why the presentations.
Oh, so we do D, E, and A in class, and the others we do it on our
Schoology.
own. That's
No,
what
no,
you're
no, no,
saying?
no, 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 no.
Schoology.
Schoology. The assignments are you when you watch the video, you see for yourself. I am the one who made the videos,
All right.
right?
Okay.
Yes. So I got lazy. I never made no more videos for the rest of the course, but I teach them fully. But when you come to class, though, I was going to give a pop quiz and digestive system, but I know that most persons did not do the assignment just yet, so I didn't want to frighten anyone, so I did not bring it up. But
if they come with a pop quiz, if we don't know, we just don't know.
All right, let's bring it on.
Well, let me speak for myself.
Let's bring it on next week then. Let's bring it on next week. So
Next
guess
week,
what?
next week will not be a good week.
Yeah, we have 1 week. Well, I hope so. I sincerely hope so. You know what you need to do. So I will say that you know what you need to do. Yeah. If you need help, if you ever start out the practice, you can always rely on me. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I can help you on that.
All
right. Good. So don't try to do it by yourself. All right. Take care. Take care. All right. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right. So,
Sir,
yes, hold on. You have company. Good night to everyone else. All right. Make sure you have your assignments done. You know where to find your first assignments. So go and get it done. Amoy, do paper section 2, please, and send it in. Tina Brown, I don't know if it did any assignment yet, but it's a, don't take my word lightly when I say when I don't do it and lock you out of the class. And I'm serious. So please try to get the assignments done. If you have a problem, you know much time Nasta said do over one she not gonna figure no way. Several times and Nasta said do back over that, do back over that, do back over that. Several times. Several times. So if you try it and you know do right, then you do back over. Because one have to do it the right and proper way. All right. So
Okay,
good.
sir.
All right, good. So good night, folks. Have yourselves a good night. Just click on leave and that's it. Amoy, you can just click on leave. Yes, Miss Nastas, what are they saying to me? And turn on the camera too.